it's just one of those rainy, nasty, like winter days. It's not real cold out, but just the dreary and the craziness. People are driving like it's dry pavement. I mean, one guy just literally just about wiped out the guy in front of me. He is crazy. Hey, Carvana called me back. And yeah, I mean, it's the yabba dabba do, but the lady claims that they're reaching out to DMV, they're trying to figure out what's going on. So, and she claims that she's gonna follow up the next day or two to give me a better idea of what's actually happened. Yeah, well, so Carvana, this one individual, she's definitely taking this very seriously and trying to make it work. Which, that's good to hear, but at the same time, you say to yourself, why the heck wasn't it done after 90 days? What's really weird, too, is the guy that delivered that car to me, if you watch that video back in September, the gentleman said that they now have their own, like, in-house DMV next to them, meaning the building that they relocated to near my residence up here in Virginia. He claims that there's a DMV right next to the shop where they get all the cars, prepped to go taken out to get delivered. So he made it sound like the DMV challenges were going to be not as bad because they got the DMV right next to them to make things happen. Yeah, right. Challenging times. Yeah, control, right? The control factor of the making sure everything gets done correctly. That's all that's about. Which I have no idea. So interesting times ahead for that. And how that all plays out. Wow. We're showing 23 miles per gallon. Isn't that pretty cool? I think it's a solid 20 mile per gallon truck. We're not getting into it. Oh, the rain when you drive down the road and all the rain, all the crazies. Yeah, it's a crazy day. Yeah. So, think about the Civil War when General McClellan and Lee met in Antietam, Maryland, where the Antietam National Battlefield is, where it was one of the bloodiest days of loss of life between the two, the Union and the Confederates. And think about how Lee was advancing a stronghold in the Union North up until Antietam, and what happened, unbeknownst to Lee, McClellan found a note. He didn't find it. One of his soldiers found a note left behind on the plan and strategy to outfool McClellan's Union Army, thinking that Lee had a lot more fighters than he did. He dispersed them through a lot of different areas surrounding basically one area, like a big circle, I think it was. And so Lee was truly beating the North on that type of strategy to misrepresent what he actually had, meaning that Lee didn't have as many fighters as the North did, but the North thought he did because of how Lee would disperse his fighters around in all these different areas to present it like he was heavily armed and ready to outdo McClellan's army. And so what led up to the big Antietam National Battle was one of McClellan's soldiers found a note telling the other officers for Lee on how to position themselves for the big fight. But Lee didn't know that McClellan had found that note. So it was a total game changer. And that's what created that, I would have to say, one of the bloodiest days of fighting in the Civil War. Antietam. Now, Gettysburg, I believe, is the bloodiest, battle of the Civil War, but it was more than like one day. So my understanding is that Antietam was more about the most deaths, most killings in one day. So talk about control. here Lee thought he was controlling the North, which he was. He was making incredible, gaining, victories on his military strategies that he outsmarted McClellan. But McClellan, you got to wonder about how that all luck is on your side, I guess you'd say. So I thought that was a pretty good. I watched that last night on TV with Kelsey Grammer, who does these really good shows in the evening. It's on Fox Business News, and it's after the news hours, like at 9 o'clock and on. They have some really good informing, like Mike Rowe is on there. I really like Mike Rowe. He's a great guy, I think. And it's a really great shows. Anybody's, and once again, it's somebody that's, not a Fox person. I'm just sharing with you, it isn't really about Fox. It's more about history of the country, which it's just incredible. Does anybody remember the control factor of the states allowing and governing bodies allowing the dismantling of our statues? Does anybody remember that it went for Trump enacting a law and passing a bill that you would go to prison if you go tear down a statue? Yeah, I mean, the control factor. Who's trying to control what? Oh, get another call.
Because the sheer volume of cars that have driven off the road into the fucking median and just eaten away, it's comical. It's like, why they haven't put a fucking guardrail up? It's just like beyond me. I guess they'd rather just send the cars flying through the intersection. It's hilarious. Like,
yeah. So you think that
in Leesburg too?
Yeah. So you think that the engineers figured out a better way to design these exit ramps, just a straight ramp to a light instead of a half a circle, right?
Because people don't know how to handle cloverleafs in inclement weather. I mean,
yeah, the tires get sideways. You lose traction when you turn that wheel the wrong way.
Yeah, I just witnessed. I was trying to lead the pack in there to get on the beltway, but this express van wanted to haul. I was like, man, this guy is so stupid. He was in a two-wheel drive, like a 2500 series, and you could tell that it didn't have much on the tires. And I was like, this dude's gonna go off into the freaking woods. And sure as shit, he hits that last little chicane. You enter onto the belt of the off like the 270 merge, and he damn near lost it. He went sideways for like a good little bit. But he was, I mean, if he'd been probably going like a mile or two faster, he would have been gone. But I was like, it's just there you go. It's like so many people just shouldn't be out today.
Yeah, well,
shouldn't be out.
Right. Yeah, they don't adjust their speeds. They don't adjust their driving habits to the rainy weather.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then you have those that it's raining out and they drive 10 miles an hour because they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Right.
It's just funny. It's just funny.
Oh, the day isn't over by any means.
I know. I'm heading down the 270.
Oh, we're here in the back roads. This thing is just so much fun. Even for me, I would never imagine I'd have a two-door lowered truck back in my life. I mean, this thing is just so much fun. I'm just using my foot to gear it down. I mean, that's all that's going on here right now. And this 10-speed auto is just such a cool setup on this truck. I know some people want the manual shift, but no way. These 10-speed autos now in these cars these days, I mean, it's just night and day. This thing doing this thing on its own. I mean, I'm not hitting the brake. It just downshifts on its own. Look at that. See, 6-speed. I mean, just a fun ride. That's why I'm doing this. Just letting you ride along. See, it's went to 7th gear. And you know, back to 6th gear. And I just gave a little gas and kicked down to 5th gear. And If I go on the brake now, I'll probably go down to 4th gear. It's in 4th gear. 3rd gear now. Oh, that's pretty cool. How can you not like the ride, right? I mean, come on. Now he's really taking me down the back roads here. A little different way. See, now it's kind of stuck in 3rd gear. Well, this is the type of road that it has like a sheen to it where you feel like you're going to slip off of it. Yeah, this type of day here, you get a little too crazy. And yeah, this thing's definitely go off the road. I mean, you just get you get the tread going the wrong way, and bing, bam, you're done. And the country here, now you're like, we're just outside of like Baltimore. So here's on 5th gear, 6th gear, 5th gear. 4th gear, wow. I mean, see, I call it the race truck. It's appropriately named. It's like the race truck. So I can get a downshift here. Nope, didn't get it there. Just kind of holding 5th, but I mean, you can hear the noise. I mean, that's what makes this thing so much fun. That exhaust. They totally did that exhaust so right in this truck. Yeah, we get it. You're having fun in your new ride. It's a blast. Look at all the birds down there. That's pretty cool. You see in the crops? They're all hanging out. Look at them. All those blackbirds. Wow. What the heck? That thing just did that all on its own when I gave it some gas and took off. It was like in 6th gear. It just went down to 3rd. Yeah, metal bridge deck. That's not exciting on a rainy day, is it? Which that thing freezes up easily. Look at that. There's that 3rd gear. And I'm going to put my foot on the brake. I mean, I'm just driving, giving it gas. I tell you, I swear the grass is coming back. Look at this. Look how green it is. Yeah, I mean, we've been having warm nights. It needs to be 32 degrees or less for the grass to kind of like hibernate. But if it's 40 and 50 degrees at nighttime, the grass is still going to grow. I mean, you can just see all the greenery. Yep, cutting grass. I'm sure some landscapers are still probably cutting grass up in this area for some people's residences, which are into December. Tomorrow's December 1st. This guy's set up there. Beautiful backdrop. A lot of country right here, just right outside the Baltimore Beltway. I mean, we're literally just like maybe 2 miles from the Beltway being over there. I mean, no lie. It's just kind of hard to believe, you know. You drive on these beltways and you tend to think it's just a metropolis, but yet there's just so much open country still just right here next to it. All the older homes up here, and the history, right? back road in here. A lot of traffic too, man. Wow. This is like definitely like a cut through. What is it about the exhaust? Does the exhaust control us? Yeah, I think it does. I think that exhaust note just really makes us that more passionate for the love of the ICE engines. It's Christmas tree farm time. That's something hard to believe. Scary. Month from now, the year is over. Chinese Christian Church of Baltimore. Interesting. How about that, huh? So it's all green here about a month ago. Oh, we got speed cameras up here. Wonder why everybody's going so slow. See that? Speed camera. Up to the Beltway we go. Kind of confusing too. If you don't pay attention to the ways, then you'll turn too early. Anyway, kind of lucked out there. Didn't we? So there's a speed camera here, or is it, or isn't it? See here? This is kind of confusing. Is this it here, right here? Yeah. It just kind of doesn't give it a clear, view. Now we're back to the raceway on the Baltimore Beltway. But listen to this thing. This is so much fun. So it's a Smokey and Bandit. Ooh, man. That guy in that minivan is kind of getting it. Come on. It's all about the races. 3 lanes. So it just makes no sense why they do this type of stuff around Beltways. They got like 6 lanes down to 3 lanes. She makes some noise, that's for sure, doesn't she? Oh, the beauty of living behind the wheel of a car. Locked down. The beltways around Virginia, DC area, and Baltimore, they're always very, very challenging. Always something going on. The controls, right? Where's the controls of the traffic flow? Where's that, right? Good luck on that. Oh boy. Now we're back to about 20 miles per gallon. Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty much a 20 mile per gallon vehicle. It's going to go up to 22, 23. So you're down to like 19. And I think 20 is probably just the reality. It's a comfortable truck though. I mean, for the most part. I mean, it does bounce you around, but the way the seats are set up and everything, how you get your feet up off the floor and, like a captain's chair. That's what I talk about in many of my videos is you got to have that captain's chair type of feel in your vehicle, because otherwise it just puts too much stress on your buttocks and your spine. When you're, a lot of vehicles are designed where you're borderline sitting on the, your legs are like pushed way out straight. So all of your energy is being, impacted to your lower back and bottom. When you have your legs like this, it gives you a little bit more support so that you can, support your body a little better, and you're not riding off the back of your tailbone all day long. It's a big difference. I'd be interested to hear if anybody else notices that difference. They drive a smaller car where you're like laid out, your legs are like straight ahead of you just about, and your whole lower body is like supporting your posture. It wears you out. And this is what's classic. So these are all the people doing the shoulder driving. Yeah, until the undercover cop sees you go by and pulls you over, and there you go. Yeah, the odds are it won't happen, but if it does, then it's a ticket. I wonder what ticket infraction that is. Probably improper driving would be my guess. But everybody's doing it. Yeah, talking about driving, talking about control. Yeah, until you've had traffic violations in your life, yeah, it's a right. Is it a right? It's a privilege. Driving, your driver's license is a privilege. It's not a right. That's something else I was thinking to myself about this morning I didn't talk about, because so many things you can talk about. Control, I was thinking, it's pretty, the country right now is so divided. And in some aspects that's true, in some aspects it's not, because there's so many people, like I've talked about so many times, that present that the majority agree with them, but they don't. But the Twitter type of account where you have all these fake, followers, it would be very easy to persuade people to think that the majority think like you do, but they really don't. And that's why, is the country really divided by half? I don't think it is. I think the country's divided by a quarter, maybe a third. I just don't think that. I just have a hard time believing half the people in the country support, illegal immigration and support no identification for voting. I mean, think that through. That's another whole thing, a control thing. Is, okay, how do you control the voting? Where, one part of the party says you don't have to show an ID or proof of being a U.S. citizen. Anybody should be able to vote. Okay, well, another part of the country is like, are you kidding me? Yeah, that's fraudulent voting, because you can't have reconciliation of who's really voting. So yeah, right. So once again, I was meaning to bring that up this morning, but I didn't. Now I'm stuck in traffic, and the danger is on this exit, but then it forces me to take a whole other way to get back onto 70, and probably should have taken that, but I'm just a little over 2 miles. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I was smart. I'm surprised Waze didn't actually reroute me too. Because it kind of knows what's going on, or does it? Yeah, right. Oh well. Time to mumble. Time to whistle. Nope, this ain't good. We got a helicopter. Looks like a police, or I should say ambulance helicopter. If that's the case, this was a radical crash. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hard. There it is. Who knows? Yeah, this is a fiasco. Look at this. Nothing breaking up. So, turned into a long day. But people have been driving pretty crazy. It's been very rainy, and I've seen people doing some maneuvers that, Jesus Christ, I'm just amazed that they haven't crashed. I'm amazed I wasn't seeing crashes in front of me when I was heading over in this Baltimore area. I mean, people just drive, people's habits, they don't adjust their driving habits to the rain, and anybody knows it's driven in the rain, it can real quickly, it can turn into a disaster. But oh well. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah, I should have gone down Security Boulevard just to avoid all this baloney. Surprised Waze didn't do that. Very surprised. Oh, that cost us a good half an hour. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Wow. The roads just doesn't end. The challenges.
I would recommend Bruce Springsteen on the Star Show, HBO, and then Essex.
Now look at the opposing opposite traffic. It's all locked down. It doesn't end. And am I driving in the rain now? Probably. Yep, the challenges. Challenge to live behind the wheel of a car. I've been doing it for. It's so challenging. It takes it out of you. I mean, you live behind the wheel of a car until you do it. You just don't. You don't get it. And when I first started my kind of career of driving behind the wheel of a truck, I was always kind of befuddled because I came from doing like manual labor and doing stocking of shelves and working on my feet all day. And it just never made any sense to me that when I went from being in the automotive industry, auto parts industry, to driving a truck, I'd get home and I'd just be exhausted. But I sat, I had to get in and out of a truck all day long to do deliveries and all, but at the same time, you're just sitting so much versus my former job. I was on my feet all day and I used to lift heavy things and stock shelves and do a lot of manual labor with my body. But then I went to driving a truck, and it's just like I say, I always was like, by the end of the day, get home, and I just mentally exhausted. It just takes so much out of you, and it became more challenging. Like I used to lift weights, so when I worked in the auto parts industry, I used to work out in the morning, then go and do my job in the afternoon. And then when I started driving a truck, man, by the time I get done driving a truck at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I just was like, done. I didn't feel like going and working out. Yeah, but sometimes I was in my truck at 5, 6 in the morning. So, those were 10, 12-hour days back then. But now we're rocking and rolling. But this will lock down, I think, usually right up around the corner here. I live these roads so much, this will get jammed up right up the road here. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. We got a Tennesseeer in front of us. Right up here. Yeah, you get lazy sitting in that traffic, man. I mean, I lost a whole half an hour out of that deal. Yeah, see right up here. This guy doesn't know where he's going either. Yeah, usually kind of locks down right in this area, but I'm beating it. You give it out 30 minutes to an hour. An hour from now, this will all be locked down right through here. There's just so much oncoming traffic on another main road, so it's very challenging. Yep. Thought I'd run into the rain here. This little truck just gets up the road, man. I mean, this thing's a blast. Maybe out there wanting to get a F-150 two-door truck with a Coyote motor in it, just keep it real simple at first. Budget your money. I mean, come on, this thing's just a blast. It's not that hard to do, really. It's not that radical. It is, but it isn't. Hey, you're just gonna break up way up the way here. Oh, nice. Why are you braking? Just move to the right and it'll be all right. See that? Move right, you'll be all right. How about that idea, right? Pretty cool. We're gonna go from the rain and the wind to the sunshine up here. How about that idea, huh? It's pretty impressive. This truck at high speeds, the wheels and tires are really balanced well. I mean, so this truck really does feel confident at good speeds. Coming up to the pack. The train. cold front would be coming through here because of the rainy afternoon, the cold and everything. There's the Tesla guy. He's not happy because my car makes a noise, his doesn't. So he wants to be Mr. Slingshot Man. A minute ago, he was very happy being in the middle lane, and then I came by with my exhaust note. There he goes. He's going to try to do his slingshot right now. To the right he goes. Oh, see that? It's like, ooh, dude, thanks. Thanks. Is it the control factor? That my electric vehicle is faster than your ICE vehicle? Is that what's going on here? Is that the potential? Possible. Definitely, I think that, you know, the performance vehicles come up next to these Tesla vehicles. I've had it happen so many times with my Hellcats. The Tesla person will want to race you. It's interesting, the guy kind of pulled a maneuver on me, but he's not even really staying with the pack anymore. So let's see, does he kind of pull it up right now? A lot of times, cops will sit right up the road here, this medium, he's shooting some radar, and it's like, bing, bam, you're done. Bye, Mr. Tesla. This thing really does. This truck just gets down the road. That's for damn sure. So much. This truck is so fun. It's an addiction. This truck's an addiction. You just want to drive it, hear the exhaust note. It controls you. Oh, here comes the Tesla guy again. So he's running up the middle of the road. Oh, he's going to get a break now because the tractor trailer guy kind of moved over. So does he do it? There you go, right? A little fun there. These Kia, these little Stingers are fast. See these things right here? Good thing there ain't nobody up there on that side, right? Don't get too crazy, right? Oh, here comes the Tesla guy. He just can't stand it. He cannot stand it. I'm taking him. That's a heavy wind right up here, though. Yeah. Here he comes. Oh, I love it. He goes to race. You may go to the right now. Watch this here. Here he goes. Watch. I got him. Look, here he goes. There he goes. Look, there he goes. Yeah, see, I told you on the race. Did I tell you? I told you on the race. See, I just live the roads. I just know how people operate because I live the roads. And I can sense what they're doing. Yeah, a cop usually sits right up here in this median right here. Well, let's see if he keeps the pace. Does he keep the pace up? That's what happens when I've noticed a lot of times. Guys will kind of do these maneuvers, but then they just totally shut it down. We're gonna getting my fuel mileage now back to not the greatest. So see, he wants to be the boss. See, he wants to be in front to prove that his Tesla is faster than me. Which, yeah, there's no doubt. Now, in the Hellcat, it'd be a different story, but this thing here, yeah, there's no way. This is too much truck at the high speeds. It's the inertia. What I noticed with that F-150 Super Snake was, in the high speeds, it's the inertia that takes over. You know, it's just too much. There's just too much. You know, the height of my hood right here is the height of his roof. that's the problem. That you can't, the truck starts struggling because of so much that gravity, so much resistance. It cracks me up when the school bus people are in the left lane. The school bus drivers are technically only supposed to go like 45 miles an hour. There is some law. School buses aren't really supposed to go but X amount of speed. And I see it all the time. School buses being left-hand lane doing like 70, 80 miles an hour. Like, woo, yikes. So let's see, does he pull it right here? Does he pull it? No, he did not. This is a good little, run just to show you how I ran that guy back there, and I cut it down. I mean, he's gonna take me, but at the same time, I was pretty impressed that for this truck to that Tesla actually did as good as it did. I mean, in all reality, it's just, does he go right up here? See, yeah, he goes right. He's gonna go right. Look at that school bus guy. That school bus is really going extremely fast for a school bus. I mean, I'm not embellishing here. That school bus is going way over the speed limit. So the Tesla guy's gonna make a maneuver in between the middle here. He'll hit probably about 90. Tesla guy's pacing himself. A few others have had some fun. Actually, another guy went by him pretty fast, and I'm surprised you didn't kind of chase that guy, but I think he's more focused on me because of my truck having the noise, I think that's what it's all about. School bus, that person's hauling tail. That's for sure. All right, there he goes. Here he goes. Is he gonna slingshot it? He did a little bit, not much right there. But that's the thing with electric cars. Some of the higher speeds, they do lose their power. Look at that beautiful scene there. Look at that. Isn't that just pretty? And then having a nice, pretty evening. But the winds are strong. There be sunshine. Wow, pretty cool. Yeah, up around the corner here, the police always hang out right down here. So if you're like, doing your crazy speeds right here, you're gonna come around this bend right here, and there they are right down there. Yep, and that's where they say, shoot. Well, how about that? Carvana just texted me, and they're saying that the tags are ready. And this truck, it's the race truck. But anyways, Carvana just texted me and said, yeah, they finally got the tags finalized, and I should receive them within the next 3 to 5 days. FedEx shipment. So there you go. Maybe they just got lost, lost in the confusion. And I just need to remind them. I mean, who knows? But the good news is Carvana claims my tags coming to my Challenger. So that's good to hear. I really feel like having that drama in my life. Here comes the sun. Oh my goodness, what a race truck, Coyote Day, the Coyote Day. And now the daughter's like, where do we put the extra Coyote stickers? Do we put it on her car? It's possible, but we should have done a black one for that, because her car doesn't have any blue on it. It's all black and white, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll start wrapping this up. Just, I just like talking as I drive down the road. It gives me something to do besides mumble to myself, right? So maybe you kind of feel like you're riding along with all the noise and all the silliness every now and then and the ideas. Yeah. Or did you already crawl out of the truck and say, I can't take it, right? Oh, the people that hog the road, I don't know what it's about with people, but why can't people just drive, just move over. Don't hog the frickin' left lane. This little thing, when it's kind of got the higher RPMs, it definitely gets down the road. I mean, another school bus. The guy in Beaver, he likes this truck. He was checking me out earlier. He likes it. I know the Beamer guys love to race. That's for damn sure. I've done it so many times. In my Viper truck, oh my gosh. You go back to the Viper truck days, I am not lying. So many BMW guys wanted to race me. If they weren't the M series, I would beat them. And they'd be so mad at me that a truck beat them. But I don't think they knew that I had a V10 Viper motor in the truck. I just don't think they nearly knew what they were going up against back in like 2004, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the good old days, right? So does he gas it? Look, yeah, he liked it. See, he gave a little gas. Yeah, he was more of a guy liking the truck. He wasn't a guy thinking, oh man, I got a bait shot. The fun of driving, right? The driving gives you your freedom, right? Is that kind of what we all relate to when we drive our vehicles? The freedom. The freedom of enthusiasm. Not the control factors, even though, yeah, definitely control factors on your driving capabilities. You start getting yourself into silly things. Ask me how I know, right? Ask me how I know way too well. Yeah. But, for me, I lived on the wheel of a car like every day of my life. Good Lord. I wonder how many miles I've driven. I mean, it'd be curious if I really sat down and started, I don't know. I would think I've driven 2 million miles personally. That would be my guess. I don't know. If I drove an average of 50,000 miles a year for 40 years, and that's 2 million miles, yeah, I mean, I'd have to honestly say that I probably have come close to that number. I mean, I would say for sure 1.5 million. Definitely 1 million. 1.3 million, 1.5 million. Very confident. 2 million. I don't know. Debatable. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I've been living behind the wheel of a car since 1985, right? So, is that close to 40 years? Is that right? Yeah, the math, right? Well, it's been 22 years. And then that'd be 32 years. So it'd be like 37 years. Yeah. So I'm probably more like 1.5 million, 1.3 million, maybe 1.5 million miles. I don't know. It's a lot of miles. So we think of the truckers. I mean, truckers probably do I would guess, 100,000 miles a year? Would that be your guess? That'd be my guess. I'd say 70 for sure. Yeah, I'd be curious what truck drivers do. How many miles a year does an average over-the-road truck driver do? It's got to be 100,000 miles a year. Because they get paid by the mile. They need the miles just to make a living. Right? Right. Oh, coming back across the river. The Potomac River, that is. Where George Washington crossed it so many hundreds of years ago. go back into Virginia. Look at the rivers here. See, the rivers here are healthy. Down there in Tennessee, those rivers are just not that healthy. I mean, what is going on down there? I don't really know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Are they in a drought type of environment? I mean, I didn't think they were, but maybe they are. Get the thing back up here. See, welcome to Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. So who made that up? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to have to start kind of, calling this a day, if you know what I mean. That's just badass. Smokey and the Bandit, right? Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. Look at that. Yeah, on the control day, you can't control me, can you? Huh? Yeah, right. Yeah, some people know be like, right, control the Iceman? Yeah, good luck. Yeah. How many cars have you bought this year? Yeah, right. Anyways, I appreciate everybody watching my channel. Just like to talk as I drive and share ideas, and hopefully this helps some people just listen to me talk and just pass some time, right? Or take a nap, or feel like you're with me in the race truck. I mean, the thing is, I'm sure anybody that had the time to ride around with me probably, yeah, I'll go ride around the race truck. Sounds pretty fun. I would. I mean, come on. Don't gotta get too squirrely in the corners, right? All right, Ice HTV, and what is tomorrow morning conversation? I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know. It's just weird. I just kind of wake up in the morning, or before I go to bed, something just pops in my head, and I think, you know what? Maybe I ought to talk about that tomorrow. And that's what I do. And I don't really, and I haven't been like watching like news all day long or at night, and maybe that'd be beneficial to probably get even more information to share. But then I think to myself, yeah, but that's the brainwashing. You know what I mean? It's the brainwashing. If you watch news all day long, you get brainwashed. You gotta be careful on that, because you hear so much information, but how much is it really not an agenda information? Why don't they just rename the news agenda information? Hey, would that just kind of cut to the chase? Agenda information. You are watching agenda information. Our goal here is to convert you to believe what I want you to believe. So we get agendas accomplished for me. Not for you, but for me. Well, maybe for you too. Everybody, thanks for watching Ice HTV, and stay tuned for more adventures. I think we have an adventure coming up on Friday. Yeah, I think I got a little adventure coming up Friday I think people are going to like. So stay tuned. If it all plays out, you'll be the first to know.